Today, the Knesset passes a Judea and Samaria sovereignty bill in preliminary reading. Now, this is not fully in effect, but passes an important first hurdle in annexation of Judea and Samaria. Although this story is not without some very interesting pieces of information, which we'll cover here. While the Netanyahu government has led an unprecedented drive to expand Israel's control of the territories, unprecedented, his ruling Likud party did not support either bill. Why? Let's see what JNS says, as they were put forward by opposition parties. So despite the fact that it would benefit the state of Israel, because the opposition party pushed it forward, they voted against. Well, that is a very bad look, is it not? Oh, we're not going to vote for it because the other side put it forward. But if it benefits Israel, why not vote for it? Bad look, fellas, bad look. Let's see. There was two bills, one by Lieberman, which was annexation of Ma'ale Adumim, which is a very small deal, but okay. And then there was the second, which was the major, advanced by the Noam party head Avi Maoz, who apparently is in the opposition, which I didn't realize, but okay. And also there will be 3 additional votes, I suppose, after this preliminary stage. It's an interesting system for voting, or for introducing a new bill. But here's the money line. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had sought to thwart the bills, which were put to a vote as U.S. President J.D. Vance was visiting Jerusalem. The timing is interesting and I think important. But Netanyahu said, no. This is not going to be easy for him. Because you see, it's good for Israel, but it's difficult for him. Therefore, he's against it. Right? His political expediency is more important than what benefits the state of Israel. What do we call that? Israel last. Of course, coming from our fearless leader. Now we're going to say here, the Netanyahu government has led an unprecedented drive to expand Jerusalem's control of Judea and Samaria, reportedly approving 41,000 housing units. Big deal. 50 new Jewish communities. We're not looking for a new community. We are looking for expansion and annexation. Don't try this article trying to tell us, no, but everything's going fine. But this is amazing. Ophir Katz, the coalition whip. Quote, sovereignty is no less important to us than any other member of Knesset. Wrong. You voted against it. The move should not be achieved through supporting legislation proposed by opposition lawmakers. Are you that petty? Because why? Because the opposition will get credit for it? This is childish behavior, but at the expense of the Israeli public? But here it is. Certainly not at a time when we're working with our American friends to achieve our goals. Hey, jerk. We have goals. The people of Israel have a goal of annexation. We don't care about your goal. We care about our goals. This freaking jerk over here. Therefore, the faction's position is not to vote at all on the bills. Now, but this is interesting, okay? All Likud members, they left the plenum. They left. Except for Yuli Edelstein. One Likud member broke ranks and did the right thing, and what happened as a result? He was removed at Netanyahu's orders as chair of the Foreign Affairs and Defense Committee. Amazing. So this bill passed by one vote. 25 for, 24 against. So, yeah, I mean, and rightfully so. Wednesday's developments are causing a lot of embarrassment for the coalition and especially for the Likud party. Good. They should be embarrassed. The Likud party is a garbage, Israel last party. Nearly 70% of Israelis want Jerusalem to extend full legal sovereignty over Judea and Samaria. 70% of the public want it, and the Likud thumbs their nose and says, we don't care. We don't care. And by the way, that also includes a 20% Arab, right, representation. 20% is Arab, and with that, 70% want it. So that's like almost all of the Jewish population of Israel wants sovereignty, and the Likud said, we don't care. We don't care. What an embarrassment. What an embarrassment. How anyone could still support the Likud is unbelievable to me. Absolutely unbelievable. Now we have, like we said, Yuli Edelstein removed, right? He's removed to punish him for violating Netanyahu's directive. So he goes out there and does the will of the people, as we said, 70% of the public want it. Yuli Edelstein actually is loyal to the Israeli public, does their will, and Netanyahu punishes him. Does this look like democracy to anyone? Is this what democracy looks like, by the way? When you actually have a single representative from this party who does the right thing, he gets punished? What a disgrace. What a disgrace. You know, and you know, good for him. I have a lot of problems with Yuli Edelstein, but you know what? Good for him. The public already understands that I stand by my word. If my only sin was standing by the land of Israel and voting in favor of sovereignty, then I am proud of it. Good for Yuli Edelstein, and good for us to have people like this in the Knesset. Oh my gosh, what a circus. What a circus, what a disgrace. The Likud party. The Likud party needs to be completely dismantled, to be frank. The Likud party is everything wrong with Israel. Everything wrong with Israel. Now, this is, I can't determine if this is the biggest slap in the face to the public or if this guy is really this demented. I honestly can't tell. MK Moshe Sada. Sovereignty? Actions matter more than slogans. I didn't realize that voting for a bill to apply sovereignty was a slogan. I wasn't aware of that. I thought that we could pass bills in the Knesset to actually do things. Apparently not. Apparently that's just a slogan. Unbelievable. Let's see what... I mean, look at this guy. I mean, this guy... you know, he... I don't want to get too personally insulting, but if you had to pick a person based on their looks to say whether they could actually have ability and skill and cunning to do anything, this would not be the guy I would pick. That's all I'm going to say. This guy supports application of sovereignty, but voiced reservations. There's no doubt that the sovereignty bill is justified. On the other hand, bringing it forward could prompt President Trump to tell us to stop building. Okay, and if he says to stop building, you can then tell him to pound sand or something a little bit stronger than that, perhaps. Actions are more important than slogans. Right now, it's crucial to build under President Trump's sponsorship. What are you talking about? Can someone ask Moshe Sada what this means? What does that mean? Trump's sponsorship? Because that creates de facto sovereignty. Do we need to play the clip again? I just played it today. I really don't want to play it again. Donald Trump saying, I will not let Israel annex the West Bank. So what sovereignty is this moron talking about? What is he even talking about? I understand right now the Prime Minister is saying what he's saying on the matter. Right now, it's important that we settle the land. Today, we have building permits like never before, and that's thanks to President Trump. I'm really at a loss for words at this point. We can apply sovereignty and do all the building and all the everything that we want because we have a country and there's no one in charge. There's no other power in charge of the West Bank other than us. So what does that mean, thanks to President Trump? What does that mean? What does any of this mean? I mean, look at this low IQ buffoon over here. What are these people even talking about? The Israeli Jewish public wants annexation. We have a bill, and the only people that vote against it are the Likud. It's a slogan. It's a slogan. It's a slogan. What? This is what we're talking. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with. Israel last from top to bottom. Israel last. Israel dead last. And Benjamin Netanyahu and his Likud cronies are leading the charge of Israel last. This is just unbelievable to me. This is unbelievable. And there was a headline apparently in the Patriots, Channel 14. Let me see if I could find it here. Just incredible stuff. Saying, no, this is not the right time. Not the right time. Why would that be? Why would that be? Not the right time. This is the perfect time. At the wrong time. See, Bazman halo nachon. It's the wrong time. At the wrong time. This is the title of an item about sovereignty in Judea and Samaria tonight on the Patriots on Channel 14, which is the most right-wing nationalist show on Israeli network television. Very sad. Is there a wrong time for sovereignty in our country? I don't know. Why would this be the wrong time? This would be a home run. This would be everything that we've ever wanted. This would put billions of shekels in the state's pockets, and cheap land and everything. It's everything that we need. But thank Donald Trump. This is the wrong time. Our American sponsorship. What sponsorship? This is... I really hope people at home are starting to grasp how dire the situation is in terms of the country being dragged down to hell by Israel last. Without Israel first, the mindset of Israel first. Listen, I keep saying it, right? It's not left and right. It's Israel first versus Israel last. And here is the proof. Here is the definitive proof. Everyone votes in favor of this bill except for the Likud. That's the proof right there. Because they are right-wing. I mean, they're right-wing. They're right-wing, sure. But you know what? But you know what they are? They are Israel last. America's sponsorship and Trump, and we thank Trump. Again, we thank Trump despite the fact that he has said, I will not allow Israel to annex the West Bank. Now, we could sit here and say, how is Trump so certain that he could stop Israel to do this? What was he going to do? This was his trump card. pun intended, this was Donald Trump's trump card because he owns the Likud. America owns the Likud party. They call him up and say, nope, vote against. And interestingly enough, now you would say, oh, but the vote passed. But interestingly enough, had Yuli Edelstein voted no, this bill would have failed, right? It passed with one, and he was the defector. Now, who knows? Maybe they'll like replace him somehow, and then the next time, it'll fail because Likud will vote no. We are in a death struggle right now with Israel last. We're going to need to seriously change our mindset, change everything, and understand what we're up against. Everyone who says Netanyahu's the leader and we need to support him during the war. Netanyahu is a controlled agent of foreign powers. That's what he is. And this is the proof. This is the proof right here. That Benjamin Netanyahu is controlled entirely by foreign powers. We just saw 70% of the Israeli public is Jewish public. No, I'm sorry. 70% of the entire Israeli public, which means probably about 90% of the Israeli Jewish public, is in favor of annexation. And I wouldn't say it's not happening. I mean, it passed the first round, and God willing, there's enough public pressure to shame these criminals into voting yes the next reading of this bill. But we see how desperate Netanyahu is to not have annexation in Israel. And for his errand boys like Moshe Sada to tell us about de facto sovereignty, get lost. Get lost. Don't peddle these lies to us. We're not stupid that we just gobble up this nonsense. We want annexation. We don't want de facto annexation. We want annexation, and if you won't give it to us, we're going to kick your corrupt, lazy asses out of the Knesset. Because we've had enough of the Israel last charade that's been parading around. We're national, we're right wing, we're nationalists. No, you're not. You're Israel last. And it's either time for you guys to get on board with the Israel First program, or for you guys to get out of the Knesset and find real honest work.